Good day, everyone. I got a treat today. It's inside the Equinox. What do I got? I got an electric outboard. It's a Torqeedo 1103, so 1100 watts, 3 horsepower equivalent. It came with a battery, motor, and a tiller attachment, and I paid $500 for it. But there is a catch. Motor doesn't work. It's throwing an error. Battery works. He said he's got it about a year ago. It only has a couple charge cycles on it, but the motor is older, but it could work and start throwing an error. So in today's video, I'm gonna try to see if we can get it fixed. If you're interested, stay tuned. Alright, so I don't have a motor stand, but I got it hooked up to the bench over here. And the error this motor is throwing is E30. I did a little research, and it's a communication error, I guess, that goes from the battery to the motor. And the first thing the Torqeedo says to do is to try to clean off the connection. So I'm going to pull that off, and they suggest using WD-40. So I use that and clean that up, and then they said to work it, make sure everything's nice and clean, and hopefully that clears it up. So that's the first thing I'm going to try. Alright, so cleaning up this connection did not clear the code. I put some WD-40 on it and unplugged it, blew it out real good. It didn't clear it. But in the process of doing that, I kind of pulled this handle out. So I'm going to take this apart real quick and see if I could put it back in. Plus, it kind of looks a little weird here. This thing just all moves around. So I'm going to pull these two bolts out just to see what's going on here, and so we can get this handle back on and make sure nothing is broken. It's supposed to be like that. Alright, so this part is like a magnet here at the very edge. And there's a little stopper, so as it sits in there, it like turns and it will hit the stop, and then it will turn and hit the stop. And I'm assuming the polarity of the magnet, that's how it determines which throttle position that's in, and that slides in right here like this. Slide it outside there. Kind of hard to do with one hand. There's a notch here, and you line that up and that slides in, and then I'm going to throw these bolts back on. So everything seems to be okay. I thought it was maybe kind of broken, but it kind of would make sense if there is something that detects polarity for this magnet, and as you twist it, it would know. So I'm going to put everything back together here and then get back into the motor. Alright, so I've been doing research, and yeah, E30 is communication between motor and the battery, and that's pretty much all of the everywhere I look, the information I find. So I find it unlikely that the battery side is bad, just because he said it's a newer battery, and I kind of looked through here and made sure all the pins look good, and they are. There's no moving parts here. The moving part is here, so I wonder if there's maybe some damage to the cable inside here. So what my plan is right now is to tear this back cover off and see if I can find where this cable leads to, and see if I can test all these connections from here to there, depending on where they connect, and just to make sure that all of these pins have a good connection to the motor or the controller, whatever is inside here. I don't know if the controller is inside the battery, or the battery is just a battery and the controller is inside here, maybe keeping the, staying underwater to keep everything cool. This looks like 4 hexes here, and I'm just gonna tear those off and grab the Allen key, and then take these 4 out and see what's there. Alright, so I popped the back cover off. I snapped the bolt doing it, so like one of these snapped, so that freaking sucks. So I have to get that out and try to find one of these. Hopefully I can get it out. But what I was doing in here, I was testing every connection, like I was saying. So I found there's 4 wires, 2 bit thick wires coming in, 2 blacks, 2 reds. So I'm connected to the black one. I was doing, I would connect my, I put my multimeter in that setting there, and as I touch, just it makes a connection here, and this here too. So two of these are negative, two of these are positives. They're probably doing it so you can split the amperage and stuff. And there's four little guys right there that for communications, and they lead to, two of them are here coming to this connector, and the other two coming into the resistor. I tested these two, so they seem to be making a connection too. This brown and the white, they go into two of those little ones, and then there's a red and a blue that's going into this resistor. Also, this resistor was covered with a shrink wrap, by the way. I took that off. I also looked up the resistor, and it's supposed to be 5.7 kilo ohms. I tested it at about 4.7, so I don't think it's that huge of a difference. I mean, there's a difference, but I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't think it's blown or anything. So as far as this goes, everything is so far looking okay. So my next step is I'll probably pull this connector, make sure that's making a good connection, and maybe I'll tear into the front of the motor just to see what's going on over there, and I'll give you an update. Alright, so took the front off, ended up taking the prop off. That was fairly easy, just take that bolt out. Then I had to take the pin out that was in here, and there was this washer kind of on there, and after that this was really stuck on there. I had to use rubber mullet, loosen it a little bit, and finally got it off. But it doesn't look like water got into here. Everything looks nice and clean. I mean, I don't think water was getting in here. The board on the back, it's also dry. We saw that the water really didn't get in there. I'm kind of actually half tempted to take this battery apart now just to see, because maybe there's some loose connection, something going on there. Because cable is good, tested, so it's good all the way to the board. There's no water got in there unless the board went bad on its own. Could be resistor went bad. I could, but I mean, the resistor is okay. I tested it. It's not that far off. Like I said, maybe the board, or maybe something inside the battery. So let me kind of pop that back. Well, I'm not gonna put it together just yet. I might take the battery apart real quick and then see what's going on in there. All right, it's the next day. I've been messing around with it a little more, and what I did, I've tested the connection all the way from like this pin, this white and the brown, and then I figured out which one it was there, which is that second connector that's inside the battery. Sorry, so that's the second connector. So I tested it from this pin all the way to this pin to make sure the connection was good, and it was. So like, there's no bad wire or anything like that. Also, I took this resistor apart, and that wiring is working too. So because whenever you break this connection, the tiller will say E30 right away. So basically, what this resistor tells the battery board and the tiller that hey, I'm plugged into the motor. And I think the reason they put it down here, just in case this wire damages somewhere along the way, there's no connection to that resistor, and they would just say, hey, E30, we're not connected. So all this is good. The board looks good. It's epoxied in there. You cannot take it out. I've looked at the Torqeedo website, and you cannot order this just this board. You have to get pretty much this whole lower section with the motor and everything, because that epoxied in there. That's not great, because that part is like $630 some plus shipping and taxes, all that stuff. It's over $700 by the time it gets here. So that's not great at all. But I'm not giving up just yet. I think I'm gonna tear this tiller apart, and the reason being is it's just acting. It's always acting weird. So it's always flashing the stop, which is, like, I'll try to research it, and then that's indicative of the motor issue, whatever there. It never shuts off. Like, I try to press power button, This thing never turns off. Like it never shuts off. No matter what you do. You can go through the setup and stuff like that. That all works. That menu. You can't change anything. That's what's interesting too. Like if you go into say, hey, I want this NOS, I'm trying to change things, and then it doesn't. So, and then this one, I press it, and then it doesn't. It just goes. That's the only one that works. And another interesting thing. So whenever you go forward, it will just turn like nothing's going on, and then only time. Like here, I'll show you. I'll move it forward. I'm turning it forward, it's all the way forward, and it just, see, nothing happens, no E30, no nothing. Well, then I'll go back to the stock setting. That's neutral right there, nothing. And then when I go reverse, and I have to go quite a bit into reverse, that's when it'll throw E30. So like, the whole tiller situation is kind of acting weird. And also I kind of, when I flipped it around, let me disconnect it. I'm apologizing for all this. There's like, that's the back of the tiller right here. So there's some missing bolts here, and remember that thing was all kind of being weird. So I kind of want to tear this tiller apart, or this box here, and just to see what I see inside there. And I'll take you guys along. And I mean, I have nothing to lose because that part right there is really expensive, and it's sucky that it is. Like you can't just get a board and replace that if that's the reason. But I'm gonna dig into this other situation here and see what we can come up with. We might be on to something here. Look at all this water damage right here. So that's the reason why both these buttons don't work. Like this one don't even press, and I don't even know how the water got in here. Like it should be all sealed up from the outside. But like this right here, like, yeah, that's shot. That's probably why it's throwing error codes, because the throttle probably doing something super erratical. That's crazy. Okay. I'm gonna go look around and see what parts I can do. Like I could order probably just, I saw like they have just a board and stuff you can get for this on their website. But also, I don't know how the water got in here. That's the crazy problem. Maybe since it wasn't sealed up very good, like it went into the water and the water got in, but it almost looks like it just come from like right there. Just the way it sits, then the buttons, like water come in through like that sticker maybe? I don't know, I'll have to do some investigating. But I am assuming that's probably cause of the problem, because there's like nothing wrong with this. I can see if I was water got in here and the board was ruined, it would be one thing. I can see if like I had some water damage in the battery, but I'm assuming, I'm betting this is what's going on here. So I'm gonna go to take a look and see what this all costs. Maybe the easiest thing is just get like a whole tiller with everything already there. That'll be probably about its most expensive option. I'm gonna go look around and see what I can do. If I'm gonna order parts, I'm also gonna get like new O-rings for here. I gotta get this bolt replaced. I also am missing the pin for over here. These ones are missing, but he gave me those with the pins. Maybe like this is wrecked right here. Maybe I get like a new one of those. But let me go look around and see what I gotta do and go from there. Alright, this is kind of everything I'm ordering is display for the tiller, some screws. There's no explanation, so I'm kind of just grabbing those. They're pretty cheap, like 20 cents, 32 cents, $1. So I just grabbed like a variation of them. PCB box, that's also for because that one is broken. I'm assuming that's probably how the water got in, because somebody got in there and messed with it, and there was no bolts holding this side down, and it probably leaked inside there. I also grabbed 2 sets of O-rings. That's for the front and back. There's two in each one. So it's going to be 4 O-rings. I'm assuming this is the hex screw for the one that I've broken. $7 for one little tiny screw, but I hope that's the right one. The rod for adjustment to hold the motor, split ring for that. I got the clamp bolt, the new one that comes as 2, so 2 of those, and then 2 of the things that go with it there. So total was $100. So I'm gonna check out with this real quick, and then that should fix it, hopefully. All right, it's a few days later, and the parts are here. I didn't mess up on ordering because on the website it says number and assembly, and it will say like 2, but it means that you need 2. It doesn't mean they give you 2. So I'm a little short on things, but I think I have enough to kind of make everything work. I'm definitely going to replace these seals right here, because if those fail, water will get in and then definitely mess up the motor. So I'm going to replace those before I reseal everything. And we'll replace the board, and then I'll give it a test run there. Let me throw everything together, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I put the front of the motor on. I put a bunch of grease and a new seal so water doesn't get in there. I'm just going to do the same thing in the back. I left that open just for now, just to make sure everything is working. Plug that into the battery, tiller handle, everything come on. And here goes the moment of the truth. So I'm going to twist the handle. Yep. And then we're going to go the other way. That's reverse. 16 watts. Alright. Well, everything seems to be working. It just errored out, but I think it's just because it kind of fall out. I didn't have this put together yet. So I'm going to finish putting them together. I'm going to put all the screws in, and that seems to be fixed the issue. That's awesome. So the E30 might not be caused just by this cable or connection in between the two. It might be caused by the board that's having issues, like a flooded board like this one. Alright, let me finish putting it back together, and then we'll give it a proper run here. Alright, the motor is back together. I had to do a recalibration on the throttle. I just followed this procedure. You just hold the cal button for like 10 seconds, and then you follow, like you twist it forward, neutral, reverse, and then that's pretty much done. You just follow the steps there. But yeah, everything seems to be working there. That's reverse. That's forward. I went to Ace and I got the new clip for this stainless steel, because I only had enough for one side, and also I got the similar bolts to finish up the bolt nut up, because I didn't have enough, and now I got all the bolts in there. Since I didn't get enough from Torqeedo, they're like a touch different, like the head is different, but the length and size is the same, so they will definitely do the job. And they are also stainless steel, so that nothing rusts out. So yeah, that was just to throw it on my GNU. We'll go for a little run, make sure everything is working, and that will be the end. Alright, so we're on GNU in the water, cruising at 2.7 mile an hour now. Everything seems to be good. Girlfriend came with. So give her the full power here. $6 miles an hour, 6.1. This is 15.4 foot GNU. It seems to be running good. 93%. We'll cruise around a little bit and make sure everything is working before we head back to the house. Alright, weather didn't want to cooperate, but test run ended a little short. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a success. Actually caught a little bass inside there too, but thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps somebody in the future, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.